How's it going? Welcome to this week's Inside the Huddle on the Sachem Report. I'm Chris Vaccaro alongside Dave Falco. In a place that you haven't seen yet on this show, the press box here at Sachem North, inside, not on the roof like last season. Trying to mix it up a little bit.
Absolutely.
Have to mix it up on the field too. 36-3 loss against Floyd. Nothing about that sentence is good.
No, absolutely not. Everybody wants to talk about the guys that we don't have playing, but our focus has been the guys that we have playing, and I don't think we played very well. We didn't play well up front. So when you don't play well against a good team, the score is going to be exactly what it was.
A lot of injuries, 7 to 9 guys. The total keeps growing. It's scary, and it's bad for the kids also. They're not getting a chance to play. We're not winning. How do you deal with that?
The total right now is 9 guys, and most of them are day-to-day, and a couple of them are out for the season. But nobody's feeling sorry for ourselves. We really have to focus on the guys that are here. We have to get better at what we're doing. We have to refine ourselves offensively because we're kind of all over the place right now in regards to who's in and who's out and what can this guy do and what can that guy do. But our strength has been our offensive line. I don't think they played well last week, so really that has to be our focus this week of getting back to blocking on offense and tackling on defense.
Noticed you ran out of the eye on offense last week. Haven't done that consistently in a while. You usually, run the triple. What was that like?
It was okay for our line. We thought initially because we were going back to the same blocking schemes that we have had. It was a little bit different for the quarterbacks. We had a couple fumble snaps, and some of the timings of things wasn't great. But we're really trying to find ourselves offensively and trying to see what exactly we can do with the personnel that we have.
Everybody's listed as day-to-day. We don't know who's going to play Friday night against Longwood. This is being filmed on Tuesday, so it's really too early to tell. How do you go about it from a morale perspective, telling the guys, even they don't know who's coming back and the players aren't sure yet?
Yeah, that's the frustrating part because guys have doctor's appointments on Tuesday night, they have a doctor's appointment Wednesday night, somebody's going Thursday. So to not know who you have until the game, and then history tells me that if a guy doesn't practice, he's not going to have a good game. Very rarely have we had a high school kid not practice during the week and then have a great performance on Friday or Saturday night. So we really need to know who we have. We're going to go with the guys that are here today and try to have a great practice.
When we spoke after last game, the one positive was that other kids are getting a chance to play. You sort of get a chance to see what sophomores are going to be able to produce in the future. Talk about that for those kids. Yeah,
we brought some kids up from the JV, and some of the younger guys that were on the team already are actually getting a chance out there. We're getting some film on them, and they're getting coached more in what we're doing as opposed to what the scout team is doing. So I think we're getting a good idea of what we have coming back for next year and some of the personalities of those kids and what they can handle mentally and where they are physically. So I think that's a positive thing for those guys.
Longwood on Friday night. I'm sure you've seen them on film by now. I saw them live against Sachem East. Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're not. How do you prepare for that?
A new coach, a new staff. I think they're trying to keep things as simple as possible. They're trying to run the ball. They're trying to run the clock. They're pretty aggressive on defense. So again, I think it all depends on who we have and what schemes we think we can run and how we're going to attack them. But it's a good team. They have to win to get in, and we're trying to increase our spot in the the poll right now. So I think it's just one day at a time.
It's crunch time. 4-2. The outset of you can go really negative or you can go really positive. But almost every school is sort of in that situation. Aside from Connecticut being 6-0 and Floyd being 5-1, everybody else is in the middle. A lot of parity this year in Division One.
I think with Floyd losing to Toronto in Week 1 and losing, and East losing Casale last week and losing, and us losing Trent and losing. I think most teams are in that boat. When you're a superstar, when your best player goes down, it really sends your team into a scramble. And the team that can right itself the quickest is the one that's going to be, I think Connecticut is definitely the team at the top, and Floyd is right there. They're definitely a different team with a Toronto and without. They're much better with, obviously. So those two teams right now stick out, at the top, and then it's us and Bayshore and East and Longwood and Melville and Comac. There's a lot of teams right there in the middle. So I think the team that can right itself right now and get itself a decent seed, going into the first round of the playoffs is going to be in a good spot.
All right, well, we'll see what happens on Friday night at home against Longwood. We'll also be honoring the 1977 Suffolk County Championship team, the 35th anniversary of Sachem's first football championship. So it'll be a good night all around, and we'll hopefully see Sachem's current team turn it around and get back on track. For Dave Falco, I'm Chris Vaccaro. As always, thanks for watching Inside the Huddle, and stay classy, Sachem.